Welcome back to my channel, where we discuss everything mental health and relationships. Today, I am going to talk about some tactics that people may use when they're trying to manipulate you into doing things their way, or getting you to do things for them. Now, this is a part 2 of my video where I discussed 7 ways that people manipulate you into doing things for them. And while there are many more ways that people manipulate you, I wanted to talk about some common tactics that people will use in my last video. We talked about things like lying, cheating, and using your secrets against you. But today I'm going to be talking about 2 different tactics that are used often in manipulation. The first one being emotional blackmail and the second one being guilt tripping. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, starting with No. 1, emotional blackmail. This tactic is pretty straightforward. Basically, what someone is doing is using emotions to get you to comply with what they want. An example of this could be something like, "Oh, if you don't do what I want, then I'm gonna feel sad." And so you feel guilty because you don't want them to be sad, so you end up giving in. Or another example could be that they threaten to harm themselves. So they say things along the lines of, "If you don't do what I want, then I'm gonna hurt myself, or I might do something stupid." Now, obviously, that's very manipulative because they're basically threatening to take their own life if you do what they want. And that is not okay. That is never an appropriate thing to say, and it's never something that you should comply with. If someone is using emotional blackmail against you by threatening to hurt themselves, please tell a trusted adult immediately. It could be a teacher, a parent, a guidance counselor. You can also call emergency services. Please reach out for help because that is not something that you have to deal with. And no one should ever threaten to hurt themselves in order to get you to do something for them. Another form of emotional blackmail is when they threaten to cut you off from other people. Maybe you have a friend who's a manipulator and they start telling you that, "Hey, if you don't hang out with me, then I'm gonna tell everyone your secrets, or I am gonna tell everyone your personal information." That's not okay. And again, that is a form of manipulation. They threatening to do something harmful to you or to other people if you do what they want. Another form could be threatening to spread rumors about you. So if you don't do what they want, then they're going to tell everyone bad things about you. And I know that can be really scary because who wants other people to hear our secrets, or who wants rumors spread about them? But that is still a form of manipulation. And no matter how much they try to convince you otherwise, if they're threatening to do something harmful to you, that is emotional blackmail. No. 2, guilt tripping. Manipulation. Tactic. No. 2 is guilt tripping, which is pretty closely related to emotional blackmail. Guilt tripping is when someone makes you feel guilty for not doing what they want. An example of this could be saying things like, "Well, after everything that I've done for you, this is how you treat me," or "You're just a bad person." And they list all these things that they've done for you in order to make you feel guilty and get you to do what they want. Or maybe you're hanging out with a friend and they say, "Oh, I bet you don't even care about how I feel," or, "Oh, I bet you just want to hurt me." These are both forms of guilt tripping. They're trying to make you feel guilty for whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. And sometimes people will combine both of these tactics together. So they'll try to emotionally blackmail you and guilt trip you at the same time. Like maybe they'll say things along the lines of, "If you don't do what I want, then I'm gonna feel sad and you're a bad person." Well, that is not true. You're not a bad person. And if they're trying to make you feel that way, that is not okay. Now, it's important to recognize these tactics for what they are and not fall for them. Sometimes people use them as a joke. Like, "Oh, you're just joking around, right?" But it's important to recognize when it's actually manipulation. And it might not seem like a big deal at the time, but over time, if you keep letting people manipulate you, it can become very harmful. Not only does it make you feel really bad about yourself and cause you to question whether or not you're a good person, but it also sets a bad precedent. People will continue to manipulate you and treat you poorly if you let them. Setting boundaries is a great way to prevent people from manipulating you. Boundaries are really important for all relationships, and it can sometimes be hard to set them, especially if the person who you're trying to set them with is a manipulator. But having boundaries will help you not only with this situation, but with many others. A boundary is simply a line that you draw in the sand and say, I will not tolerate this behavior. For example, if a friend is trying to guilt trip you, you can set a boundary by saying, hey, I don't appreciate you making me feel guilty for not doing what you want. And if they continue to do it, then you can remove yourself from the situation. You can walk away and say, I'm gonna go do my own thing now, or we gonna have to talk about this later. In addition to setting boundaries, it's also important to recognize when you're being manipulated and to remove yourself from those situations. Don't be afraid to take a step back and think about what's happening. Are you being lied to? Are you being blackmailed? Are you being guilt-tripped? Once you recognize that you're being manipulated, remove yourself from that situation. Go do something else. Spend time with people who don't manipulate you. Manipulation is never okay, whether it's emotional blackmail or guilt-tripping or something else entirely. You deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. And no one should ever make you feel bad for not doing what they want. If you found this video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends and family. Let them know that it's out there. Also leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought and what other topics you want me to cover in future videos. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.